Welcome to the weekend edition. I'm Dr. Kingori. Now, last week during President Uhuru's inauguration, he had some big news for East Africa, but it was received differently. Ordinary Ugandans could not contain their excitement. They felt like wanapika chapo as a country.
Our brothers and sisters in the East African community, from today, you will be treated like Kenyans.
All that excitement, all that happiness is fully justified because Kenya is the closest thing Ugandans have to America. We gave the world Obama. We have devolution. Na bado tuko na calligraph. Actually, we are the East Africa, we are the superpowers of East Africa. Ugandans have all the reasons to be happy. But then again, look at their president's reaction when President Uhuru made that announcement.
From today, you will be treated like Kenyans.
You cannot use your sent money to the wrong number face to react to such good news. But then again, I totally understand where Museveni is coming from. Treating anyone like a Kenyan could be a threat. You all know how tough it is to be an ordinary Kenyan. You have to be immune to tear gas. And leave alone that. Unadhani kazi rahisi kuongea na accent ya America every time you open your mouth na hata hujai kanyanga Uganda. Yes, and immediately President Uhuru made that announcement, Museveni got into this lady's shoes. And I also feel like Museveni was disturbed by these words because of the thought of Ugandans being treated like Kenyans in general. That thought is scary to him. He cannot imagine Ugandans renewing a president every 5 to 10 years. Freedom of speech, rights. And President Uhuru's words before that actually made his situation worse.
Our fate and yours are joined at the hip. Our troubles and triumphs are yours, and yours are ours.
Yes, Viva, our troubles are yours and your troubles, but sana our troubles are yours. So Viva East Africa. Viva East Africa, kwa theni wetu sisi wote. Yes. Ata Jimmy Gate. Na Timidat. Sawa. Ata Mustafa. Now the only people who will have an easy time blending in the East African community will be the Kenyan hawkers. It is something they're used to. For everything they sell, they start with the price in Ugandan shillings, then Tanzania, and then finally to the Kenyan shillings. Hiyo torch unauza gapi ndugu yangu? 10,500. Ati hai? 10,500 torch. Na Yesu ndiye mwangaza. Wacha niokoke. Haya basi customer leta 6,500. You start walking away, then he calls you back. Kwani uko na gapi customer? Leta 300, hiyo nilikuwa nimeanza na pesa ya Tanzania. You see, the idea of entering a country without a visa could be a security nightmare. However, it is a great deal for business if properly implemented. It is not new though. There are up to 39 countries whose citizens can enter Kenya without a visa. As in citizens of this country, wanaweza ingia Kenya kama mudhurwa. And Jamaica is one of them. Wagwan, and you wonder why Gaza iko na headquarters Kayole. And that brings me to the subject of our show tonight, international relations. And that is not to be confused with what is going on in this picture, or Governor Waitito's sign language exhibition. International relations is the way in which two or more nations interact with and regard each other, especially in the context of political, economical, or cultural relationships. As clever as that makes me sound, imagine kitu nime Google too. According to me, there are two categories of international relations. Citizen-to-citizen relations, mostly expressed on social media. Kenyans versus Ugandans, Kenyans versus Nigerians, Kenyans versus South Africa. In fact, let's just say us against the world. Yes, we are a peaceful country. It's the other tweets from other countries who started that online beef when they said that this is BN from Sauti Sol. Thanks to KOT Defense Forces though, that matter was handled professionally. It has always been handled professionally. However, that's besides the point. Our interest on today's show is in the category of government-to-government relations. The highest level of pettiness you will see. If you thought Ezekiel Mutua was petty when he burnt porridge in Western Kenya because someone said, Nagonywa uchi, then you have no idea. You have no idea how petty governments can get. You have no idea. But come to me, that's just an idea to see how petty can be. But I wouldn't be shocked if he did that. President Obama once ignored the Prime Minister of Iraq while sitting on the same bench.
Congratulations on selection.
Christine knows Chicago well because she was one of the top 5.
Sasa tuende tu hivyo. Hawezi hata muguza. And you could argue that President Obama hawezi lenga mse, he might not have seen him. Tell you what, President Obama is very aware of his surroundings. This is the same President Obama who came back to greet a soldier. He came back to greet a soldier he had passed without saluting. As in, aliingia kwa ndege, akakumbuka hajasalimia umse, then he had to come all the way back just to say hi. Unataka kuniambia kuona huyo jamaa amekaa hapo kwa bench akijishika unisalimie ndugu president, unajua? And that did not happen. Bottom line is, the Iraq prime minister was blue-ticked for what can be termed as obvious reason. The relationship between the US and Iraq. Coming closer home, there's word that there's word going around that the relationship between Kenya and Tanzania is strained. Yes. Their country sold 13 Tanzanian authorities sold 1,300 Kenyan cows for crossing the border. They burnt over 6,000 chicks, watoto wa kuku mazi, for crossing the border. And it's not like a bash, zilichomwa hivyo unceremoniously. And nothing has been done about that, by the way. Na hiyo inatuchomea picha. Other countries can think that Kenyan men cannot protect their chicks. Now, President Magufuli, to add matters to that, President Magufuli did not attend the inauguration of President Kenyatta. He did not show up. So bashi ya President Uhuru ilifanywa bila pombe. And that raised eyebrows. That raised eyebrows, especially considering word that he had confirmed attendance. The heads of state probably spoke to each other on phone. Tukutane kesho mtukufu rais, nitakuja, I will be there. Then President Uhuru was like, karibu ndugu yangu, kuja tuchome kuku. He did not come. And there are people who have expressed anger over the promise made by the president to the East African community, since our neighbors are not known to return the favor. But here's the point we all miss. Kenya is the big brother in East Africa by all means. The average age of the Uganda population, let's start with Uganda, is 15 years. They are the youngest. That's the median age. After a census, wanafanya average, how many years? It's 15. Tanzania is 17 and Kenya is 18. Doesn't that summarize it for you? And to confirm that the median age of a country is directly proportional to how they behave. Take this for example. The median age for Uganda is 15. So the country is technically a 15-year-old. Sisi ni vitu tulikuwa tunafanya tukiwa class 8.
I've committed no offense.
Now, that said, our guest on the show tonight is former Deputy Ambassador of Israel to Kenya, now one of the biggest names in the music industry, Gilad Milo. Yes. Gilad is in the house to comment on our subject, international relations. But before we take the break, most of you guys have noticed that there's an outbreak of selfies on my social media accounts. Because there's a comment that really caught my attention. Kuna jamaa anasema, tangu upewe Oppo F5 hatutapumua, Seriously. Acha nikwambie kwa nini hata wewe ukigeti phone watu watashindwa kupumua, because first of all iko na face recognition. Like you can scare your phone ifunguke, like facial recognition, unlock, wachana na pattern. The screen yenyewe ni 6-inch full screen, hakuna buttons anywhere on top of that. Alafu sasa picha, you even admire yourself. Rafton said I was ugly, but hii camera ukichukua, I admire myself on the 6-inch screen. Actually mimi jinoki nikijiangalia kwa hiyo. Anyway, it's a good phone. Sio ringi nayo ni kwa sababu unajua ni kitu unaweza get. You go get the phone. But see you after this short break. Tunarudi na Gilad with more on this show. Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. I'm Dr. Kingori, and our show is proudly brought to you by our sponsors, Oppo F5. Akipoleni, I'll get over that. And our guest, we are discussing international relations, and our guest is a former ambassador, so I believe he's best placed to talk about that, and he's also an entertainer, one of the best we have in the music industry right now. And the good thing, imagine alizaliwa in the same country na Jesus. Gilad, karibu sana. Karibu sana. Tuko hapa. Utaumia mkono. Your father was a diplomat.
Yes.
You are a diplomat too.
I followed in his footsteps, yeah.
So you're an ambassador by birth.
I didn't get in, it's really hard to get into the Israeli foreign to be a diplomat, yeah?
Yes.
The first time I tried, I didn't get in, only on the second time.
You saw that clip where President Obama lingered there. He ignored totally.
He did it so well too, so professionally.
I actually thought...
As if you're not sure if it's for real or not, right? Like
what,
you said.
What do such things mean, actually?
He just snubbed the whole country. It's a big move. It's not a small move to snub the leader of a country, yeah? And it's on national television. It's happened to us. It happens to the Israelis a lot because, Israel doesn't have relations with much of the Arab world.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, Iraq, Iran. It happened to me here in Kenya. When I was a diplomat here in Kenya, we also served to the United Nations here, Gigiri, right?
Yes.
So all the countries represented. And one day I was in a cocktail, I think it was the Brazilian ambassador's Independence Day, I don't remember what. Yes. Found myself standing in front of the Iranian deputy and I'm the Israeli deputy. And we had just been in a group and people were kind of spreading apart, so we faced each other suddenly. And I shook his hand, he shook my hand. And I said, nice to meet you, I'm Gilad. And we talked kidogo.
Yes.
And then he said, excuse me, you're from where? I said, I'm the Israeli deputy ambassador.
Yes.
And he stood up straight and he said, then this will be the last time that we speak. And he walks away. Just like that. Just like that. True story.
Kuja hapa mzee, stop being petty.
No, exactly, because you know what? And I always tell this to people. Here in Kenya, who cares about that stuff? Yani, because here, there are so many issues which are deep and now, and we're dealing with them. And you look at all these countries dealing with wars over religion, my God is better than yours, oil, money. Things here, like, when I was a diplomat here, I had a lot of friends who were from countries that we didn't have relations with. Because in Nairobi, that's okay. And I wrote it to Israel, and it was leaked to the paper. Israeli diplomat gets snubbed in Nairobi by Iranian diplomat. It made the paper in Israel.
Are you able to comment about Kenya-Tanzania relations?
When I was deputy ambassador here and over the years living here, I was deputy ambassador to Kenya and to Tanzania.
Okay.
So when previous president in Tanzania was foreign minister,
yes.
I knew I'd met him back then. It was part of the job. So I've experienced those relations over years. They've always been very, very good.
Yes.
They're strong relations. East African relations are very strong. We should be so lucky in the Middle East to have relations like you have in East Africa.
But
jokes aside, Yani.
Yes, I know, I understand. But then, how do we live as friends with Tanzania, knowing very well that some of their butcheries are selling our meat? As in, you've heard the story. They sold 1,300 cows that belong to Kenyan herders, and that's unfair because the wild beasts always come in Kenya and we've never arrested them. We've never done anything, say, to them. And then we're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to talk about, East African community, where do we draw the line? Or do we have a threshold for provocation so that we say that we have rubbed friends?
I would hope
yes.
that the threshold is higher than selling a few cows after years of friendship and so on. The truth is, of this area, just like everywhere else in the world, I hate to say it,
okay.
The Brits are the ones who kind of messed up the world, right? I mean, in the Middle East, the lines between Israelis and Palestinians in the historical war was kind of caused by the British who drew lines everywhere and told everybody where they're supposed to be. Here, tribes were split between Uganda and Kenya. Sindio.
Yes.
When I was here at the embassy, Mudi Awori was vice president. His brother was a member of parliament in Uganda. Where do you see that? Because the countries were divided by the foreigners.
The map was drawn.
Uganda and Kenya and Tanzania weren't divided by themselves. The colonialists were the ones who created the countries, no? They drew the lines.
But we should thank them. That would mean we will be speaking like Ugandans if they didn't draw the map right across Africa. And what does it take to be an ambassador in the first place?
To get accepted in Israel, we got accepted 19 out of 2,500 who tried.
19?
And 19
out
of 2,500 who tried to get in.
Okay.
So it's really tough to get in. And a lot of tests, security exams, different questions. And if you pass, and you can make it in, then they give you a 6 months course. They teach you everything. And from manners at the table, knives, forks, glasses. You know what they teach Israelis, for example? Israelis,
so being an ambassador includes actually good eating manners.
Politeness.
Unakula fiti, enda ufanye Tanzania. Okay.
They teach us small talk. Israelis are very direct. We talk in your face. We don't have time. We're in the Middle East. It's hot. Hakuna small talk, politeness. Kenyans.
Yes.
Kenyans, you can greet each other for half an hour.
Okay.
Habari ya leo, habari ya kazi, habari ya nini. You'll go on and on.
No,
and
they
on
are nice to you. They are nice to you because you probably are not from here. Kenyans greet each other with expressions. Itakuwaje? Simple. Hiyo yako ya kusema sijui for 3 hours. I think they are nicer to you. Yes. And that's
in rural Kenya. But Israelis, you have to tell us when you get to a different culture.
Yes.
Pause. Say hi politely. My former boss.
Give us an example. Like
my former boss here in Kenya walked into one of his clients.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because I wasn't just a diplomat. I went through working in private sector here.
Okay.
So my boss, he's an Israeli, walks into a Kenyan client, And I'm telling him on the way in, boss, don't forget, be polite, pole pole, let's not ask for the money immediately. He says, sure. He walks in the gang, where's my money? Like that, no politeness, no nothing, we're direct.
He wasn't.
Si jambo, si habari ya leo, si habari ya... Where's my money?
So as a diplomat, you're taught how to do things differently.
To be a little bit more polite, to come slowly.
Okay. Kuja pole pole. Okay. And what are the limits of diplomatic immunity first?
I don't know, here back in the days...
You still have diplomatic immunity?
No. I left, ages ago. I worked for Amiran for 8 years, the whole farming is cool thing with Giuliani.
Yes.
So when I left diplomacy, the foreign ministry, I had 8 years here in Kenya working private sector before the music. So people think I jumped from diplomat to music.
Okay.
There's 8 years in between,
So if you do something now, you can be arrested like the rest of us?
Hey, kabisa.
Nice.
But now I have a thing when the cops stop me. Back in the days when we were diplomats,
Yes.
I had the red plate, CD plate, right?
Yes.
They couldn't stop me, but it didn't matter. Hi, Jam. They really couldn't do anything.
A police officer cannot stop you?
Really, they can just bother you, but really they can't arrest you, They can't do anything. So the red plate is really immunity. Today, I don't have it, but I have something else. When they stop me, I'm like...
You start singing.
But, and I start singing, I get out of it. They lie, I get out. I've gotten out of 4 times with the police.
Yes.
Just by singing.
So inside a car with red plates, you can do anything?
Say anything.
So why did protesters borrow that? Now, they wouldn't. That's international law, or it's an arrangement between countries, either between Kenya and Israel.
Every country pretty much has the CD, the diplomatic plates and diplomatic parking, immunities. It's an international law. It's an international agreement.
Okay. So does that mean they go
a Kenyan
unpunished?
diplomat in Israel gets the same treatment as an Israeli diplomat in Kenya.
Technically, you are closer to Jesus than the rest of us are.
Very technically.
Do you get judged a lot and about how you carry yourself, considering how Christians are judgmental?
Ever since I grew the beard. And I had a small beard before the whole time. Now it's filled up, and I'm getting called, and Gilad, you look like Jesus now. Guys are having fun with me.
Okay.
That's as far as it goes, though.
And how's Jesus amekita mizizi yaje uko home? I know a prophet is never recognized at home.
Actually, he is considered a prophet. Yeah?
Just a prophet.
We don't see him as, in the way that the Christians do. You have Old Testament and New Testament. The Jews stayed with the Old Testament. Jesus is in the New Testament, yeah?
Yes.
So, it's pretty much like that. We stayed with the original religion, which is a very strict religion. It doesn't adapt. It doesn't change.
Okay.
The Jewish religion doesn't really modernize. It stayed in the Dark Ages where on the Sabbath you don't turn on the light and you don't use electricity. If you're Orthodox, hardcore,
Yes.
hey. The modern Jews,
Yes.
like we understand, or maybe we say that turning on the light is not work. So you're not supposed to work on the Sabbath, right? In the old days, to make fire, you would have to, with the rocks, right? And it's work.
Yes.
So the Orthodox Jews stayed with that. If the Bible says no work on the Sabbath, no light, no fire, no fire.
No light. No
Hardcore.
fire.
Yeah.
That's corporate laziness. And you also did time in the military, right?
We all do, yeah.
Everyone in your country?
Mandatory. 3 years for men, 2 years for women.
Every man is a soldier in Israel.
Unless you have some kind of physical, problem or
Like your walking
mental
style?
problem, or you.
Okay. And how do you transition from being a soldier to Benzi, how you feel? How do you...
It's a nice journey along the way, yeah. But I was always a singer. I was singing when I was a kid in a boys' choir.
Yes.
I was with a band in high school.
Yeah.
In the army, we used to jam in the barracks with friends with guitars, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we do a song on the show?
Sure.
Can we do a song?
Let's do it.
What do we need?
What do we
Hit
need
song.
to sing about
Faster,
a phone?
faster, yes.
A hit song right now on TV.
Yes.
Let me write a song about a girl.
About a guy.
Sawa. Lyrics I'm working on right now to make up, yeah?
Okay.
You guys can help me with the beat, yeah? Okay. Give me a clap. Nitakuona hivi karibuni.
Let's get a girl.
I'm writing a song.
Let's get a girl. Let's get a girl. Aya, sawa.
Break soul.
Come on. Aya. Sawa. Let's get a girl. Aya, kuja hapa katikati.
Come stand.
Come
stand. We'll sing to you.
Aya,
Sawa. Nitakuona hivi karibuni. Girl, nitangoja to hold you in my arms. Nitakubusu hivi karibuni. Girl, nitangoja to feel your lips on mine. I'm gonna love you like fire. Gonna love you like fire. We'll record it and we'll come back.
That's
She's nervous.
You're nervous? Let's see which song wins, Apa, by the way. Is that convincing?
Yeah.
She said
Let's
yes.
see.
It was a yes.
Utaingia box ya nani hapa, si ndio? Gilada shaenda.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which one shakes your heart? Which one shakes your heart?
Yeah, I don't know.
Eh? Which one shakes your heart? That's it for the weekend edition. See you next week. My name is Dr. Kingori.